Hey,
Hi.
we haven't done this in a while, so it might take a minute to get used to it again, but hope you guys are doing good. Thanks to everyone who is here. Super awesome. We kind of wanted to take a little bit of time and I don't know, just answer any questions that have maybe come up in the past few weeks, I guess. We haven't done a pod or a live stream in a little bit. So yeah, let's see if any of you guys have any questions or anything, throw them in here and we'll kind of start out, I think, by answering a few from the community post that we did yesterday. Some people added questions in there, so we're going to try to go over a few, and then I'll move this down a little bit. But yeah, and for anyone who was waiting on this, something weird happened, so I had to like switch it last minute, and this is a new live stream, so it kind of was weird, but I don't know what happened. And then hi Cameron, hi Hudson, we got New England MTB in here, got Fotis, Daniel, got all kinds of people in here. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. Like I said, we're gonna kind of just answer a few questions for the first couple minutes, and then let people get in here, and then we'll talk about what we got going on. Sweet. We got Riley, Off Road Outlaws, Josh, Steven, Trails and Things, everybody. But yeah. Got Dina, Noah, tons of people. So thank you guys for being here. Super stoked. Like we said, we haven't done this in a while. So we're never sure like what it's gonna be like and how many people will come in. So it's cool that there are people here. But yeah, you wanna go through a couple?
I'll start with a question to me,
Cool.
just because that's easier for me. Um, Jerry said, "I'm so impressed with how you've progressed over such a short time. To me, I have a question for you. Do you compete in races or plan to compete in the future? Why or why not?" I feel like I answer this I think every live stream, but it's okay. Because it's a thing that I think a lot of people always wonder. I have not raced, just once on a mountain bike in the very beginning of riding, and I don't plan on racing just because I've done it with dirt bikes and I just don't feel like competing against women right now.
Yeah.
But I could in the future. Don't know. Just not right now.
And then Leo asked, did April ride before she met Kyle? So
Okay. Oh, that's another thing I've been seeing lately. Like someone asked or said, "There's no way you were this good, before meeting Kyle," or "There's no way you didn't ride before." And I raced dirt bikes for and rode dirt bikes for a very long time before Kyle, and always and started wanting to ride mountain bike, then met Kyle, got to use his bike and try a mountain bike.
she used me for my bike. So
Yeah.
but yeah, and then oh, maybe a couple other ones that are in there. We'll just start off with some from the community post because people threw some in yesterday. And then like we said, if you have any in here, then let us know. So let's see.
How to judge speed for a gap jump or drop.
Oh, that one's hard. I feel like that one will have to be a video.
Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit.
And someone asked for videos on cleaning and caring for the bike. We also want to do that.
Yeah. I think one thing we were going to talk about too is it's been honestly kind of a long time since we've done a skills video and I feel bad about it. And I don't know, it's been hard. For one, we were going through the motions of trying to get April to go full time. And so that was a big, like a ton of things happening, moving parts, and trying to get things set up for this year. And then also the weather's been hard. So we did film a skills video yesterday, which will be out next Friday. And then, yeah, we're going to Cleveland, Ohio for the Rays Mountain Bike Park next week also. So that'll be pretty cool. So we'll have some things there. And I know we want to do a how to whip video there and a few other ones as well. So, yeah. Um, oh, yeah. The Mark said, can we see your goals? There's some goal. We got some written down over there, but we'll kind of talk through those as well. I think, I don't know, it's really important just to manifest things if you can and just put things on a whiteboard at the beginning of the year or a piece of paper. And I know when I was racing, it helped a ton. So we're trying to do that here and got a bunch of whiteboards. Some of them are off camera, but yeah, the channel goals, we threw them up there. So let's see. Oh, and then let's see. Ditto said he's in love with you. So
Thanks.
um,
I've seen a few questions on how's the van build going.
yeah, the van build is good. Like we tore everything out and then just kind of in the planning phase. But there's a guy at the shop complex area where we got the building, and he's been really helpful. And so he's going to help us do like all the aluminum and stuff in the next week or two, I think. Once we get back from Rays, so we're trying to get that done, and then we have a trip in March planned as well. So that'll be kind of cool. But
Yeah, hope get south so that we can actually ride.
yeah,
I don't know if you guys have heard us say before or through comments, but it's really hard for us to ride right now because where we're at, we're not really allowed to ride on the trails.
Yeah, at least during the middle of the day. And
Yeah.
usually it takes, so the way it works is you can ride when the trails are frozen, which is in the morning about from sun up to about 9 o'clock. So maybe 2 hours you have to ride. And then it takes us usually like at least 3 to 4 hours to film a video. So
Yeah.
we don't want to be those people out there just, I don't know, being irresponsible because there's a lot of conflict here already. So yeah.
And which brings up, there's been a few questions for cold weather riding. Uh, I'll just name a couple things. One, today we got some ear warmers, so a headband of ear warmers
Yeah,
because your
that's
ears get
huge.
really cold. And then I've always been a fan on dirt bikes to wear latex gloves under my riding gloves. Your hands do get really sweaty. So if you take them off, then they'll get really cold. But I like it because I'd rather be warm and sweaty than cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a good question in here too from MTB Druid, and he said, when you're recording with a GoPro, so this is for anyone that uses GoPro, he asked, do you need to use a skeleton case or do you use like the waterproof case? What do you do for better audio? To be honest, when we do GoPro stuff, a lot of times I'll record the audio separately with a little pocket recorder, and I'll just use a lavalier mic that goes up through the shirt, clips here, and then I'll record audio separately. Because a lot of times GoPro audio is not the best, but a lot of people will use a skeleton case with a wind foam. It's called a wind muff. And then once you do that, it really helps a lot. If you like go on Amazon, there's one called Wind Slayer, and I think they're $3, and they make a big difference.
And the waterproof one makes audio worse.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, I'll usually use the wind muff and then use stereo mode and yeah, or a pocket recorder. So hopefully that helps. Let's see. Jonathan asked, how'd you get started, April?
Is
With
it? I don't know to
probably
who.
with mountain bike, I would assume, or
Or is it
it
YouTube?
might be.
Not sure.
Yeah, if you elaborate more, we'll try to get that one. And then Mark, he said, "Is it worth to buy a DJ for local pump track if I already have a 27.5 aggressive hardtail?" We're kind of going through that process right now. So I don't know if you guys saw, but we did build up some hardtails. So April's was featured in the bunny hop bar video we did 2 weeks ago, and then I built mine in a video last week. And I don't know, it's crazy riding the pump track on a pump track bike or a dirt jumper is so much easier. Like it's just faster and a little bit more fun, but it's less versatile. So it kind of depends. It's just if you have the room in your garage and if you have some extra budget to get one, then they're awesome. But yeah, you don't need to go too crazy on a dirt jumper. I think
Yeah.
around $1,000 you can get like a really nice one.
I'm really excited for my new bike. It's a what is it?
The Air
Air
9 Carbon.
Air 9 RDO.
Yeah.
Real excited about that because some of the skills that I've been working on still, probably just like you guys, wheelies, manuals, bunny hops, I find is easier on the hardtail. And so I'm really excited to practice more on that. But
Yeah.
if it was my only bike, I don't know if I would only want that. So I'm fortunate enough to have two that
um,
I can ride.
there's a couple of good questions in here. People are asking if we're going to do a road trip, and I definitely think we want to this summer. We kind of have a fun idea of going all the way out east, riding with a bunch of people, checking out some cool stuff, and then circling back
Yeah.
like a big lollipop. So that'll be probably
And
more towards like the spring or summer once we have a little bit more figure the van built out and then have a little bit better
yeah, that's
idea of our
first.
schedule. Yeah.
And for our shop, we are experiencing some delays with a mezzanine that we have to get in order to start because uh, it's getting shipped by boat
Yeah.
and containers. If any of you guys are familiar with shipping right now, and because of COVID and all the things, shipping containers are super delayed right now.
Yeah.
So our shop may take longer than we wanted to.
Yeah, we were originally quoted 6 to 8 weeks, and that was December 8th. And then so it's already been 8 weeks. And I guess the mezzanine that we have is just sitting kind of waiting for a storage container. And as soon as that happens, it'll ship. And then we got 4 weeks for that. So definitely a delay, but at the same time, like it's been so busy and trying to get April set up with new things like health insurance and all that stuff after she left her job, then we've been busy. So
Yeah.
and then Nicole, hi Nicole, she actually got some shirts for her anniversary. So happy anniversary and hope you guys are doing good. Um, let's see. If you guys have any other questions too, throw them in here. DJ Huckleberry said, what are your riding goals for this year?
Hmm.
That's a good one, actually. I think one of the big goals is just ride more. That's a huge one. This is probably, I don't know, it was the weirdest year and it's the least I traveled. And then the least I've probably ridden, because when we're at the races, it's like 3, 4 days in a row. So yeah, just ride more and try to get comfortable on the bike again, to feel really good. And I don't know. And then April, what do you feel like you want to learn?
Okay, I still don't have the wheelie dialed, and I really want to.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the childhood dream. Uh, so I feel like the new bike, I'm going to get it. And if I do, I will share with you guys.
I saw another really good one in here. Everett said, "Thanks for the PG content." So that's awesome. Yeah, we try to definitely be friendly for everybody, and it's cool that the kids watch this, because when we go out to the bike park and there's little kids out there, we have stickers we carry with us and stuff, and it's been fun. But he asked, "Have you ever considered doing a drills video, like something from your racing days?" And yeah, that's definitely a fun one we could do. I spent, like I said in the cornering video, I used to spend so much time like out on a blacktop just practicing corners and setting up cones and doing like pedal around, foot plant, like dab, and then get clipped back in, stuff like that. So we could totally do that. And then let's see.
Nicole asked, "How did we meet?" We met through my previous employer, since now I'm not with them, Fly Racing. Kyle, I was one of the graphic designers, and Kyle, being a sponsored athlete, we met through that and kind of hit it off. So,
Yeah. I saw, oh, another good question, or two of them actually right here. Trails and Things said, any tips on getting the back wheel up higher when doing a bunny hop? And I do have a tip, because someone sent us some videos the other day on Patreon and they wanted to see, hey, what am I doing wrong? And one of the things they had happening was their handlebars were so high that their handlebars were getting into their lap so quick that they weren't really able to like do the rear wheel lift and get high enough with the rear wheel. So I think that's one thing to look out for. And then number two is just practice those drills of riding along and doing the rear wheel scoop, because that helps a ton. And I think hopefully if you watch the bunny hop bar video, that might be a good one to check out too. And that should be on our page from 2 weeks ago. So yeah. Oh, and then I
was
saw,
it the Strava one? Do you
oh,
use Strava?
Strava. Used to when I was racing. I try not to now.
I used it in the very beginning, and then I found I started being too competitive. So I quit doing it.
And Jason had another one. He said, best advice for a kid that wants to pursue competitive mountain bike, where to start and what direction to take. Jason, I would say that the biggest thing I've noticed over the years is just go to whatever local events you have nearby and just start meeting people. And obviously it's hard right now with COVID and everything, but as soon as you can get out there and get your face seen and just shake hands and be nice to everyone, just say hi to everyone, and then just try your hardest on the track. And that's kind of what I did, was go to all the races. I was just, broke kid trying to make it happen, crashed on people's floors, and then you just start meeting people and they start to earn respect from you, and then they'll support you. But a lot of the stuff in the bike industry is really long-term relationships, because it's such a small industry. And so like with SR Sun Tour, I've been with them for like I think almost 10 years now, which is crazy to think about. Like, almost a third of my lifetime I've been with them. So I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just crazy to think about stuff like that. So you just meet people, make friends, be consistent, always be a good person, try hard, help people on the trail. That kind of stuff goes a long way.
Yeah, it doesn't take long if you're consistent face.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then do you see any on here you want to see?
Sorry, I was listening.
Oh, no, you're good. Idaho asked if we still have a relationship with Skydio, and we do. I just haven't talked to them in a bit because we've been like so busy. I feel bad. I feel like I've been not the best at responding to people too, and it's been hard, but we try our best. And I'm sorry if I ever blew anyone out, but I try really hard. The best way is honestly on YouTube comments. We try to spend quite a bit of time replying to there. So if you
Yeah.
have any questions, do that. That's best. But yeah, still friends with Skydio. Just haven't talked to him in like a couple months. Let's see.
Oh, Nicole said that they've bought Fly because of us. Thank
Oh,
you. That's
cool.
awesome.
Oh, and then Cameron said, sweet bike in the background. I think that one's gonna be April's bike. So for this
Yeah,
year, 29er.
my main.
um, let's see. Oh,
Oh, that's a good question. Was it scary to quit my job and pursue this adventure? Very scary. The amount of nights that I would just cry or break down, and just leading up to it, like, it's so hard.
yeah.
I've talked to there's been many people that have commented and saying they've gone through it and just related, because I worked there for 11 years, And so that's a long time,
Mhm.
right? And they feel like my family. But I stopped in one point this week because they're right down the road from me and stopped in, still said hi. And there's one of the girls there. She was still trying to get me to be part of the group and she'll still send me stuff. But it was hard, very,
Yeah.
very hard. But
Yeah.
I'm excited for the new opportunity, of course.
Yeah, and it was stressful too, but we've been really lucky. Like a lot of the sponsors that I've had for racing for years, they were really cool and they saw how much people were relating to April and just how much of a part of the channel she is. Like I always say she's more than half of it because without her, we wouldn't have someone to teach and we wouldn't have the skills videos. So they were really supportive and they kind of helped us get enough runway to do like 2 years and see if we can make it happen in the next 2 years and just kind of went for it. So hopefully that helped a little bit with the nerves. It would
Yeah.
it would have been really hard to do just fully off YouTube. Like we don't make enough money or anything off the YouTube channel, so it would have
Mm-mm.
been tough to do that.
Yeah.
So
Kyle made a nice safety net for me to do it.
yeah.
So he made a tabletop jump instead of a gap double. I there was one question. Oh, how do I save myself on manualing and falling off the back? I think getting comfortable with your rear brake, or for us, this is rear brake for us. The manual trainer helps a lot to practice with the rear brake. I know when I first started riding and Kyle tried to teach me just one day, I was like, I don't want to use the rear brake. It just doesn't come natural. And I looped out. And he's like, that's why you use the rear brake. So I learned the hard way the first time. And I think most people do. And hopefully, with at least the manual trainer, you can get used to it becoming more natural. It's saved. We have a
Yeah,
video of
muscle
it.
memory.
Yeah, we have a video of it saving me when I was practicing one day on a pretty good manual.
Yeah, and I was listening to a really cool like business podcast, and they were talking about how learning new skills. You have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, and your subconscious does most of the processing when you're really in tune with something. And sometimes you just need to do like on the manual trainer, tap the brake, tap the brake, tap the brake, and get it burned into that little groove in your subconscious. And then when it happens, you just do it automatically. So I think that's one thing that has been interesting to realize is from riding so much growing up and racing, when I'm riding, I don't think about anything. And then when I listen to like what April's doing when she was getting in mountain bikes, it's a lot of like, okay, brake here. Okay, which one's the front brake? Which one's the rear? Like, how do I shift? And once you just learn those things, it helps you a ton. So I don't know. Subconscious is huge.
There
Um,
is one asking, "Are you a weight weenie when it comes to bike weight?" I didn't know how else to word it.
um, I would say on an enduro bike, not at all, really, because I don't really weigh the enduro bikes. I just put whatever parts on that will get through the weekend. And so I think they're usually around 33 to 36 pounds, depending on like everything, cush core, heavy tires, all that stuff. But with these hardtails we just built, I was weighing them all the time because it's like just fun to have a light bike on that situation. So those are like 25-ish pounds, which is pretty good for me. That's like the lightest bike I've probably had in years. But
I see a good question. Is it hard to learn how to manual and jump a 29er? How about for a 30-year-old guy?
that is a good one.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you guys a little info on myself that I don't always like to share, but I am 32 years old. So I'm comparable to a lot of you guys, probably, hopefully. So I'm also learning, but I am on a 27.5 usually, but this year I might be on 29s some of the
Mhm.
time. And that I think is more so to do with your height
Yeah.
for 29. And then I think for manuals and bunny hops, having a hardtail is easier than full suspension, more so.
Yeah, from what you felt so far.
Yeah, so far. For
Um,
me. Kyle can do it on anything, so
yeah.
little wheels, big wheels,
But
anything.
I think like April was saying, the height matters a lot. And sometimes on a 29er, depending on your height, it can be hard to get far enough back without hitting your butt on the tire. And I know even when I go to the pump track on like my 29er, sometimes I'll go to manual roller and I'll hit my butt on the tire and get kicked. So I don't know. It is easier to learn on a smaller wheel size. But that being said, the bigger wheel has a bigger balance point, and so they just like set in and coast
Mm.
a lot better. So yeah, a 20-inch BMX bike, it's like this the whole time, and then 29, it just sets. So it just takes a little more effort to get up there though. And then I saw Robert and a few other people ask if we're gonna do coaching,
Mhm.
and I think we will. We need to get all the stuff in order, and then also as soon as things get better with COVID or whatever, our plan is to do more of that, and maybe even do
And with traveling, like when we
Yeah.
travel, we hope to be able to do at least group rides or meetups, at
Yeah.
least
That's like
something.
number 3 goal on our list is meet more of you guys. And so that would be huge. Just do group rides. And a couple people were saying we should do like a retreat or, where you guys could come to us for a weekend. And I think that would be really cool too. So we'll try to figure that out. um, let's see.
Sorry, I keep hitting the desk.
Oh, you're all good. If you have any other one. Rico said, how about a 60-year-old guy? Can he still learn stuff?
Yeah, of
Oh
course.
yeah.
It just hurts more.
Yeah. um
I found I have a bad back, and I found that the hardtail hurts a little bit more. And Kyle said I just need to learn finesse more.
and then KR, he asked, I should ask you to marry me right now, but I have a good plan
No,
for that in the future. So we'll wait for that one. I have a good plan.
I told my rule is it needs to be cool.
Yeah, and it's
So
been hard to do it cool in this year, but
yeah,
we'll figure it out. I have a good plan. um, let's see. Oh, I just saw another good one. Let's see. Oh, Jacob, he asked, can you tell us about the PNW KW handlebar? So yeah, for people that don't know, I do have like a signature handlebar through PNW components. And I was actually driving to Tahoe and I was thinking about a bunch of ideas and I was dealing with a really bad scaphoid in my wrist. And I was kind of like, oh, and I called Aaron, hey, can we do a signature bar that's, this material that I used to really like in a different bend and sweep? And they said yes. And so they made it and it's been really successful. People seem to like it and it helps a lot with wrist pain. And that was the goal of that bar. So yeah, we did 28 mil rise and then a little bit different bend and sweep. So if you are someone that has wrist pain, that's what that bar was kind of developed for. And then a lot of people seem to like it regardless if they have that
yeah.
problem or not.
And then I'll add that we have noticed it sells out really quick when it comes in. So if you're on the border fence and you see it, I would get it instead of waiting a week if you're on the borderline, because then you don't want it to sell out. And it marks on the bar where Kyle cuts his bars at 760. It has a little KW.
Yeah, it was really cool that they did that. So I felt flattered. Oh, and instead of taking a royalty from that one, I just have them roll the 10% of all the sales goes to NICA. So they just write a check. So
The high
10%
school
of it.
teams.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. And then Crisco, he said, can you tell us about the Boise scene? Thank you for the super chat too. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
Yeah, I think the Boise scene is crazy. It's blowing up, and in the winter, it's really hard to ride. Like we were kind of struggling with that today. I had like a breakdown because I was like, I want to ride,
Yeah.
but in the summer and spring, it's really awesome. And I think if you're able to travel in the winter, then it's totally fine. Or if you wake up early and just get out.
Yeah.
But
And to be completely honest too, there is some struggles, some growing pain struggles that we're experiencing in the hills as far as increased hikers, increased mountain bikers, and kind of not enough trails. So
yeah,
they're right now trying to figure out how to solve that problem as far as directional trails and building new trails, rules and all that. So
yeah, it's
it's
evolving really quick
there's
though.
really bad growing pains here. Really bad.
But
But
they're
yeah.
building a lot. So like there's a bunch of new trails and the skiers over here just built a ton of new trails. So if you get up there, it's amazing. Um
And we would love to go to Whistler if we can go to Canada this year.
let's see. Single track, he asked if we use one up components. And I used to use them and ride for them. They're a really awesome company. And John and those guys were super nice. But now we primarily use PNW components. And the one up tool I used to use even after I stopped riding for them, but I don't have any of their stuff right now.
Ooh.
You see one?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to get into that though.
What?
What are your thoughts on neck protection, such as Leat neck brace?
Yeah, so number one with neck protection, I see some people wear it with a half shell helmet, like a normal style helmet, and
Yeah.
that's not good. That won't do anything. So if you are going to use it for downhill with like a full face, or if you have a kid that's riding and you want them in a full face and a neck protector, then I'm not totally opposed to it, but it does in some ways limit like proper cornering where you kind of keep your head centered and your shoulder will come up to your ear. So I know that when I personally tried to ride one, I crashed a lot more with it. And then I kept getting hurt and I took it off and I was able to like crash less. But I do know that it does help with like those major neck injuries. It's a very like very sensitive topic and you'll find
Very,
people that'll love it and you'll find people that are totally against it. But
yeah.
I'm in the middle. I personally felt like it really hindered me. Not like on steep sections, but just cornering. I'd feel like I kept getting my head too far away from the front tire instead of like cornering like that, and I would wash out my front end all the time.
Yeah, and
So
I've used them since they've released in moto, and I just recently stopped wearing them to see if I can get better at cornering because
yeah.
I think it was hindering my cornering a little bit, and I have short neck, so
Yeah, and if you look at Supercross this year, if any of you guys watch Supercross, which is on in a little bit,
yeah.
like Justin Barsha, Jason Anderson, Chase Sexton, a lot of the top guys took their neck braces off this year because they were realizing that they weren't cornering fast enough. So yeah, that's one thing I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, uh, oh, best tire repair gear for tube, tubeless, both valve types. We could do a video on that one. That might be more of a video.
Yeah, we need to do some more maintenance stuff of like teaching me. Did you guys like the chain derailleur
Yeah, the
video?
derailleur video.
Derailleur video. I don't even know what they're called. I just do it.
Where
If
can
you guys
someone
like
get?
that, we can try to do more.
Where can Andres get a clone of you?
There's tons out there.
There's a lot of cool girls out there that
Yeah.
ride, especially now that the sport's growing. It's pretty awesome to hear people that reach out and are like stoked on April and learning from it. And I don't know, it's just cool. I think our channel is 13%, about 13% female right now, which is what is that? Almost like 15,000 or 20,000 people that are women. So that's really cool.
Yeah. The segment asks, how can we best support you guys? Applaud button, purchase your merch, or a question.
Um, I don't know. It's hard. We
It's kind of up to you, I think.
Yeah, we struggle with the merch thing a little bit because we don't want to be too pushy with it because we don't want this to be a channel where it's like, hey, buy this, buy this, buy this. Because the cool thing about us having sponsors in the back end is that a lot of the videos are ad free. We try not to promote too much of the merch and stuff, but
Yeah.
we will be doing more new merch in the next month or two. And I think after we get back from Cleveland, we have all the shirts here and we're going to bring everything in house so we can do a better job. And then April got little thank you cards made. So we'll have thank you cards and we'll have stickers and we'll kind of be able to package it a bit better. And that's our goal. So in the
Yeah.
next month or two, merch will be the best.
Yeah, and we do have a Patreon. So if you like that, or you can applaud, that's if you want just like a little bit to help support anything you feel like doing. But we do have, yeah, just choose what you like.
And I saw a good question. Someone asked last night, when's April going to break off and do her own videos? And she actually just did her first one.
Yeah, oh, I did
on Patreon.
On Patreon, I kept it only on Patreon for those guys since it was my first, and I wasn't sure about the quality, but they were really nice and they said it was good, and I feel like it was a super helpful video. I'm really stoked on it.
About
But
ankle mobility, dropping the front heel, that stuff.
yeah, I did some work on my ankle mobility, and I showed the guys on Patreon how I improved it, and I improved it a lot. I'm surprised
Yeah.
because I failed just about every challenge, diet, exercise, you name it, I have failed. And this one I actually saw results and I was like really glad about that.
Oh, and then Josh asked if we could do a video about clipping in. And yes, April's not stoked on that one, I don't think, but I have some good tips. And what's really funny is I actually run the beginner or the easy release cleat from Crank Brothers, and the guy at Crank Brothers, like, what are you doing? But I like it to be really easy to get in and out on the pedals, and yeah, so we'll do one for sure with April.
Just for you guys, because I don't want to.
Yeah, and our like one of the biggest goals for this year is to be more consistent and post, one time a week, whether it's going to be a video or if we're really stressed, then we can just do a live stream like this or something. But we want to do once a week, and hopefully that'll help us get through all the subjects that we have because I know there's a lot that we haven't touched on yet that we want to. I think we have like 60 ideas written down for videos right now, so there's a lot.
Yeah. And I have somebody asking for a video on personal gear, jersey, shorts, shoes, helmets, protection, all that. We've wanted to do that for so long, and I've wanted to do it personally, at least for the girls. Like a female version would be nice. I need to do that, and maybe if I'm good enough, I can post that on our YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and not just Patreon. But we'll see if it's good enough.
I just saw a good friend from Chico, Mike Painter. He said hi. So hi, Mike. Thanks for saying hi. It's been a long time since I've seen you guys. And I miss Chico at the moment. It's like 70 degrees there. But yeah, hopefully we'll get back down there soon. Oh, and then Trails and Things said you should do a video on biking in the snow. We actually are supposed to do a snow go video.
Okay,
I don't know if
that's
you guys
fine.
have seen that. So Yeah, we're gonna try to do one of those. It's like the Lone Ranger. I think he just did a really cool video on a ski bike, and it's kind of a modified ski bike. So we'll try that.
Yeah, that will be fun. But I don't know if I want to like actually ride a mountain bike on snow. That doesn't sound fun to me. Thank you, the segment, for the super chat.
Yeah, thank you. And then Michael said maybe we could do like BC POV and Yuka where they do alternate weeks, and that would be really
Mhm.
cool.
I need to get better at videos.
And then Alex said we're awesome, so thank you. We don't feel like it all the time, and we're trying. I don't know. We just feel like can't believe all this stuff happened, really, and it just still feels like such a whirlwind. And there's been so many changes in the last since May, which is like 6 7 months is when the channel really started, and I don't know, it's crazy to think about that. But we have a lot of big goals for the future. Getting the shop set up, and then hopefully we can bring more people into the channel and really be more of like a well-rounded channel and do more. But I don't know, it's crazy. But yeah.
And Jeff says he can't wait to meet us in Ohio next weekend. And yeah, we're excited to meet you too. It's
Yeah.
going to be cold though, so bring warm gear.
Yeah, and just like he said, on Sunday will be free. So anyone who is
Yeah.
maybe gonna go to Raise, Friday, April's gonna do, or April and I will be in like the skills room, just hanging out with people and riding. And then
And it's a women's event on
on
Friday.
Friday, and then on Sunday we have the day free in the afternoon to just ride with anybody.
Is Saturday women's?
Saturday's open.
Saturday's open?
Yeah. And then let's see. What do you think of the Rip Row? That's a good one for anyone who hasn't seen that. That's a kind of a it's an interesting machine, but it's like you stand on a platform and then there's handlebars and you basically row and push and row, and it has springs on both
Uh,
sides. It's pretty cool. I haven't actually used one, but I'd be interested in trying it. I know Lee and those guys are really cool, but I haven't tried one, so I wish I could give you more feedback on it. But I know Curtis Keenan and those guys have, but it feels a little seems a little different because your feet stay in the same place and your hands move in relation to your feet, whereas on like a full suspension, everything's kind of moving equally. So I don't know how different that is. But yeah, let's see. You see any other good ones?
Um,
Oh, Tanya had a good one. Can we do more DIY projects like a bike stand in the garage? Yeah, definitely. I think one thing I want to do is like the manual trainer. That one's been really cool. People have been stoked on that video, the latest manual trainer one. And I want to do like a bike rack
oh
in
yeah.
that same style. So we'll maybe try to do that.
And then in your build video, the bike build video, you had your own little
Oh yeah.
crown thing. I don't know. I don't know
Oh
if
yeah,
that's worth a
crown
whole
race tool.
video, but maybe like a 1 minute video.
Yeah. And thanks for all the compliments and stuff too. It's really cool. It's I don't know, we're excited. We just want to do more value stuff. And I feel bad because the last like skills video that we did that was really like skills focused was the jump video. And that was a couple months ago. And we've been trying to do more. But I'm excited to do one at Ray's. We're gonna film after hours and try to do how to whip. And then I think Jordy Scott, who's gonna be there, might help April with her backflips into the foam pit.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So yeah. Oh, cool. And Nicole said that they built the manual trainer too. So that's rad. Let's see. Oh, and then Ryan, he's asking if we'll ever go to Ireland. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we love to go everywhere.
April hasn't been to Europe yet either.
I've just been to China, South Korea, and Taiwan, and Costa Rica,
Yeah, and
Canada, Mexico.
Let's see. Crisco said no one's done. Oh, what's the best chamois for you? That's a video opportunity. I mean, that is a good subject, but
Okay, there's one thing that took me a little too long to learn with chamois is I would still wear my underwear underneath. And one day Kyle's like, you know, you don't do that, right? And I was like, oh. So a chamois is your underwear, in case
Yeah.
anybody didn't know that.
And then let's see. I saw another good one here. Oh, Single Track asked if we recommend Cushcore, and yeah, I really like Cushcore. I ran the XC versions in my race bike all last, or I guess I only did like 3 races, but last year, and it was really awesome. It helped a ton, and I had carbon wheels on for a bit, and it definitely saved them a few times. So I like the XC. I tried the normal Cushcore, and I wasn't as stoked on it because it made the tire feel a little bit like too progressive. So I don't know, but some people love them.
Paul asks, how much time do you spend on fitness per week or day? Right now, I have been trying to focus on about 3 times a week. I found if I do more than that, I'm trying to work through the being super sore all the time. So I need to get the push through that. And in the summer, I don't really like to work out. I'd rather be outside. But in
Yeah.
the winter, I try to work out more.
Yeah, and then I was kind of the same for the past few years, as always 3 to 4 times a week in the gym, just mostly doing mobility stuff and core strength, and hand-eye coordination. So that was the biggest thing. And then I would lift heavy a little bit, but not that often. And then this year, I feel like all I do is like work. So I am trying to carve more time away. Now that April is full time, and we've been able to like decompress my workload a little bit. That's been huge. So now I'll do more. And
Yeah.
then I saw few people ask this earlier about indoor training, like on the bike, and we actually just got a smart trainer and trying to figure out the whole Zwift thing. Haven't done much yet, but now, like once we get back from Rays, I'm planning on riding that every day, so we'll see.
And someone asked, we will do a video on Rays.
Oh yeah, 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 that'll be cool
Of course.
for people that haven't seen
Yeah, it's fun. It's an indoor bike park.
it.
Huge, Kyle said. I think you can't even like really explore all of it in one day.
Oh,
Maybe.
Robert said for the van build, he's like, my company Padworks make custom mattresses for vehicle camping. Do you want one?
That'd be cool.
That'd be super cool. We're trying to do a modified queen. So if you guys do that, that'd be awesome. If you send us, I'll try to figure out a way. Maybe comment on the community post and I'll figure out a way to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
And then, well, let's see. Someone else said, have you tried the oval black, which is a chain ring? And some of them are actually oval chain rings. And I have tried that, and it was really awesome for recreational riding. But when I was racing, I felt like I'd pedal and my feet kept flying off. But for recreational, it was awesome. It helped a lot with pedaling.
I saw a funny comment. Is there an initiation ceremony for the YouTube mountain bikers? What's it like? Does Seth touch your shoulder with a torque wrench? That would be great.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to do the initiation yet, but I'm sure that maybe at Sea Otter or something, Seth, has all his supplies ready. But
They've been cool though. Some of them have reached out or just communicated, and
mhm.
there's different ways that they talk, and that's cool.
Yeah,
They're pretty nice.
yeah, it's
And
been
Rich Drew
cool.
is usually in our live chat when he can, and he's been a huge supporter of us.
Yeah, and then Paul the punter has been really awesome
Mhm.
too. Paul helped a lot with us trying to figure out the channel. The biker from Biker Bar, he's been really rad, and just a lot of good people. Sid Mackey, they're also Niner teammates of ours, so
Mhm.
they're a big inspiration for what we do. And yeah, I'm very inspired by Seth and all those guys, and I'd love to meet him. And that's kind of one of our goals this year for that big trip is maybe go try to ride with all the main people you watch. I
Yeah,
think
that'd
that'd
be
be really
cool.
fun. So we'll see. um, Let's see. Oh, and someone asked if we're in the shop now. We are not, but hopefully next live stream we'll be able to do it there. It's just a little echoey right now, and we're trying to get more things in there to dial down the echo.
Oh, Erica said she just registered for the group at Ray's and found out that, oh, you have to take a trip. I'm sorry, you won't be able to be there. Bummer. I was all excited at the beginning thinking you'd be there.
Let's see. Oh, and Josh asked a good one. How can I get tools for a less expensive cost? So there was a lot of questions on the bike build video that I just did last week where people were saying, "Oh, that's so cool, but I never realized how many tools it takes to build a bike." And I kind of sent a few links out. There's some really good like beginner toolkits that you can find online for around 80 bucks. And that's actually what I got when I started was like a full beginner bike toolkit, and it had everything in it, and that's how I learned how to work on stuff and then got a job at a shop. So it paid off to invest in yourself. um, let's see. Ryan asked if we could hook him up with some merch. We're trying to figure out shipping if you are in Ireland, so that might take us a little while, but maybe we could do a coupon code for you. Um, let's see. Oh, and then MTB for life. He asked if the weight of Cushcore offset the gains from carbon wheels and tubeless. To be honest with you, I don't think I don't know. I don't really run carbon wheels that much. I tried it this year for a bit, and I wasn't a huge fan of it just because the Niners are really stiff torsionally, and basically I felt like with the carbon wheel I wasn't getting enough deflection, and it was kind of kicking me offline and off camber sections. So yeah, I went back to aluminum, and that's what I run all the time now. But yeah, if you are going to run carbon wheels, I think Cushcore is a great insurance policy. And some people love the stiffness of a carbon wheel, but I'm actually more of a compliance person. So yeah. Oh yeah, and then said check on Jensen USA for affordable tools. And yeah, they're an awesome company. We're trying to maybe work out a deal with them too, which would be kind of cool. Let's see. Oh, Paul said if we get initiated to the YouTube club, we'll crush them when we race. I don't know. A couple of those guys are fast. I know skills with
Seth looks
Phil.
pretty fast.
Yeah, and skills with Phil is really fast. So sweet. Sweet. And then
Um,
if you guys have any other questions too, like we're happy to answer anything. Just wanted to kind of spend 30, 45 minutes just talking, saying hi. So yeah. What do you think? He said, what do you think about a steel frame on a cross country mountain bike? Ryan did for I think maybe a hardtail cross country bike. And for hardtails, I'm a huge fan of steel. If you're looking for more of like a comfortable ride, and then if you're looking for just full race pace, you want the stiffest bike, then carbon is really great, and then aluminum's kind of a good happy in between. Let's see.
Dina asked if we snowboard. That's kind of off topic, but I snowboard a little bit on and off. I just feel like it's too expensive for all of the hobbies that I have. And that's one that I can easily cut, I think. And Kyle tried. I tried to teach him a little
Yeah, I
bit,
was not good at it.
but then he got the snow go and he's like, I will snow go with you.
Yeah, but I
So
haven't gotten April out on the snow go yet. But
yeah, we're waiting to do the video for my first time. And we've been waiting for the transition of me not working. And we've just been so busy still with the transition. So hopefully, real soon.
yeah. Let's see. I saw another good one in here. They said there's an uphill rock garden at my local trail that I can only get about 30% of the time. How do I improve that? So I was thinking about that because we're gonna do a technical climbing video and like technical uphill switchbacks and stuff. And there's really three components. You have pick your line. So line choice number one. Number two is gearing. Make sure you're in the right gear. And then number three is maintain traction. So pedal in smooth circles. Um, I would say that maybe stop and walk it, session it for a few times and try different lines. And that's a huge part of it. And then also sometimes you'll have to do like a little grunt and like duh to get up something and then try to recover. But one good tip I learned back in the day is an easier gear, so faster cadence makes your cardiovascular system work harder. And then if you do a harder gear that's slower, that's more muscular. So a lot of times when I'm climbing gnarly stuff, I'll switch between the two so that I'm working both systems, and that helps a lot.
I always just run a hard gear.
April's a little muscle hamster.
Trail to Trail Tom asked, what gloves do I use? And since I worked at Fly so long and developed a lot of gloves, that was one of my main projects. I, of course, love the Fly gloves. And my favorite is the Pro Light glove. It's not listed under mountain bike, but that's what I use for moto and mountain bike because it has a wrist closure, and I'm super picky about them being really tight. So I can't wear the light or the media, which is more common that Kyle wears. And yeah,
Yeah, she likes the wrist closure.
I have
And then
to have it.
I'm not a fan of a wrist closure just because I always I don't know, I like looser gloves because I feel like it keeps me loose on the bike. Because I used to ride gloveless for a long time because I felt like I was looser on the bike and I could move around on the grips a bit better. And then I don't know, I had to figure out gloves that had a little bit of slip in them. I don't
I
like being
can't have
locked in.
that. That's scary to me.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Gummy Bear asks, what's your favorite gear to ride while going downhill? A lot of times we'll actually use like a bicycle pant, so kind of like a downhill pant. That's really awesome because you don't get scratched as much on your legs. And then full face and a little chest protector under the jersey. That's really awesome. I like that a lot. Let's see. Mountain bike tyrant. Do you have any tips for your line choice on downhill? I would say, man, the best thing you can ever do is observe and listen and watch. So if you can sit there for a minute and just, if there is a race at your local trails ever and you just go hike the sections you're curious about, you'll see all the lines and you'll understand them a lot better. But yeah, I used to just watch and maybe go in front of the pack, stop at that section off the trail, obviously, and then watch everyone come through and see if there's something you like. Let's see.
If you could only have one bike, what would it be?
Man, that's hard. If I could only have one bike, period.
I'd have a dirt bike because it does more. With mountain bikes, you have to have a ton of different bikes to do the things. I just have one dirt bike and it does all the things.
Oh,
Sorry.
I would say that I don't know, that's hard. It would be split in between like a little kind of a fun trail hardtail that has good geometry, 27.5 wheels probably, and then or like a 120 to 140 mil suspension, full suspension bike. Um, I don't know, just because on a hardtail you can do everything. I still like pump tracks. I like dirt jumps. I like riding street every once in a while, and yeah, I don't know. Hardtails are pretty cool if I had to have one, or like I said, a 130, 140 bike. And then
What's your take on Supercross? Who's your favorite rider?
oh man, I just I don't even know. This year's been hard.
It's crazy.
I feel
Crazy
like the
season.
250 class, I feel bad because Jet
I
Lawrence is
want
only
Jet. Jet's my favorite.
yeah, and he's 17, and then Christian Craig's 29, so it'd be like beating up a high school kid. So I
And
don't
the
know.
450 is so stacked I can't even pick a
Yeah,
person.
I like Barsha though a lot. I hope that he does well this year, but I don't know. We'll see if he is too crazy.
I just want I would
And Malcolm.
yeah, he's doing good. They're all it'd be cool if Roxon won just because of his story, uh, all the injuries he's had. So it'd be cool if a new champion happens.
Oh, and Ishmael had a good reminder in here. He said, "Don't forget to like the video."
Oh, that helps us.
Yeah, that helps a lot
Like and subscribe.
because that makes more people see it, I guess. But
Yeah, and
yeah,
commenting helps, and it helps. Commenting helps though when you guys have good feedback or questions, because then
yeah,
it helps us know what to do next or what we could do better in the next video, and just answer questions and stuff.
yeah. We're always trying to listen a lot, and so that's the coolest thing is most of the ideas. Like I said, we have about 60 ideas for future videos, and I think most of them are from you guys, just from the comment section. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been really cool. And then let's just do maybe like a few more, a handful more. So if you have any more questions, throw them in really quick. I saw a good one from Gummy Bear, and he asked, "How often do we do a full bike maintenance?" I would say probably once a season or maybe twice a season, depending on how much I'm riding. I'll do a full maintenance, like pull everything off and clean it and everything. Honestly, the biggest thing you can do is regular bolt checks and just always making sure that your bolts are, torqued properly and then chain lube and your bike should last a long time.
How often do I have to clean my bike? Like every ride or every week? Depends on how much you ride,
And
probably,
where you
and
live.
what
Yeah.
type of dirt you have.
Yeah, like if
If you
you're
live in
riding
Hawaii,
yeah.
you should wash it every time.
Yeah. I would say it depends a lot, but it's kind of a balancing act of the cleanliness of having a clean bike and then just getting moisture in everything all the time. So I don't know. I try to clean mine about
Not
once
every
every two
time, I can
weeks.
tell you guys that.
Yeah, probably once every 2 weeks or so. Once it starts to get like kind of crusty, but I always lube my chain. And another good tip: lube the chain the night before you ride, because a lot of times they have a flashing chemical that basically it's like a Teflon chain lube. That's a flashing chemical. You put it on, the liquid absorbs off, and then the Teflon's left behind.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. So the Maxima guys told me to do it the night before. Let's see.
Oh, talk about your goals. You didn't talk about all the goals yet.
I thought we did most of them, right?
Well, you talked about some, but not
Oh,
like all.
yeah. 2021 channel goals.
Just go through them.
Okay. Goal number 1, post 1 time per week at least. And so that's of either a big video, like those ones take about 4 to 5 days to complete. So it's hard to do them every week, but we'll try to do them every week and then do live streams when we can't, just to touch base and be a part of the community every Friday, hopefully. And then number 2, get better at storytelling. I think that's something that Seth Bike Hacks does such a good job at. And I don't know, I want to try to learn how to be a better storyteller for when we're traveling, because we are going to try to travel more. And that's kind of goal number 4 on there is travel more to new zones. So telling a story that people actually would like to hear versus just saying like, "Hey guys, we're riding today, check it out," because we always try to think about how to provide value. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a big part of it is, I don't know, storytelling. And then number 3, meet more of you guys. So meet more of the crew. Um, it's crazy to think that there's 180,000 people that subscribed. Like, I don't know. That's so weird. So just it'd be cool to meet more of you. I keep telling April the first time we go to a bike festival, it's gonna be weird because I saw firsthand at Sea Otter how many people watch YouTube and are a part of it and are just like, "Oh, I watch your videos." So I'm excited for her to have that experience after COVID.
I hope it goes back to normal.
And then yeah, travel to new spots and then get the studio set up. That's a huge thing. So we're waiting on the mezzanine, but get the studio set up, build out the little bike shop for filming in there, and then do storage area, foam pit, podcast studio. And then that'll be huge. And I think if we do that, and then also focus on make riding more fun and safer for everyone, then the channel will just continue to do well. And we're not going to set a goal of like we want 200,000 subscribers or this or that, because that all happens if you do all of those, I think. So yeah. But yeah, that's the goals. And then
Yeah.
hang out with Kona more.
Yeah. Um, and then did you want me to talk more about quitting, or did you have that in the title?
Yeah, talk about you being full time, your goals, fears, things like that.
Uh, um, fears are, excuse me, sorry, just performing well. I want to do good, and fear of all the things that I have to learn. I've been playing with photography more this past week. We've been
Hmm.
learning Flash, and I've been trying to get more comfortable with the camera so that we can provide pictures for our sponsors and stuff. And learning more. There's so many avenues that we have to do for this. It's not just YouTube. It's crazy to just understand all the different avenues that we have to work on and get better at and understand. So that's crazy. So that's fears. I'm excited to travel. I'm excited to spend more time with Kyle and learn more things for mountain biking and meet you guys and all the fun stuff. But
Yeah.
still hard. I s- the first see let's see. It's been 3 weeks since I quit. The first 2 weeks felt like vacation, like a kind of longer vacation because I never taken a full 2 weeks. I've only taken maybe a week and a half the most. So it kind of felt like vacation at first, and now it's getting into trying to find my groove, and hopefully that happens soon.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for her to um, push herself to learn new things.
Yeah, I was excited to do my first video, like the on the Patreon, where I thought of the concept myself. Didn't have to really bug Kyle for a lot of things. He just gave me
Mhm.
a few tips and filmed it myself, worked on it myself, and yeah. So hopefully more of that.
Yeah, she did really good too. And then I saw another good one. Oh, someone asked, I'm 178 centimeters. What bike should I go with, medium or large? And he said the shops in my area are bad. Someone else said if you're 5'5", so I'm assuming 178 centimeters is 5'5". Then do a medium
Yeah,
bike, and I would also recommend a medium.
yeah. I'm 5'6" and I use a medium.
Yeah, and then I think the cutoff for like a large, a lot of times is kind of right around 5'8", 5'9". So I'm about 5'10", and I usually ride a large, but sometimes I can ride a medium depending
Yeah,
on the geometry.
because they can change from bike brand and bike model a little
Yeah,
bit.
a lot. Yeah, and especially depending on the certain bike, some bikes will be designed around like a 60 or 70 mil stem if it's more of a trail bike, and then if you put like a 40 millimeter stem on it, the bike will feel really small. So definitely, like Steven said, if you can demo one, that'd be awesome. But if not, then I would recommend a medium. A large is probably a little big for 5'5". And then yeah, let's see. Oh, and he
Oh,
said 170 is closer to 5'10". So then
oh.
yeah, 5'10", I would say a 5'10" is a large. So
Oh, thanks, Paul, for saying I did great.
let's see. I think that's pretty much a lot of them. If we missed anyone's question, really sorry. It's kind of hard as they come in, so it goes through quick. But yeah. Oh, and then someone said, "Do we ever plan on going to Canada?" Yes, for sure. We want to as soon as things open up a bit. And yeah,
Yeah,
let's
that would be
see.
great.
Chris said he's going to be visiting, or Chris said they're going to be visiting Boise in a few weeks. Where would you suggest I hit? I would think that if it's not, snowy or rainy, then Eagle would be great. And if
Yeah,
it is, then go to Wilson Creek, which is like about 40
yeah.
minutes away.
Wilson is the only trail we can really ride right now, unless Eagle dries up. So, not much for riding right now.
Cool. I think we got a bunch. Oh, Dale had a good one. Do you plan on building a bike? Full,
Me.
yeah. We could do that. I saw
Yeah.
some really good comments. I think Dale, you might have actually had one of the comments where basically we did a how to build a bike video, and it wasn't like a how to. It was more of I needed to build a bike, and I just wanted to show you guys how it all goes together. But there are some questions about how do I choose the right parts? What does that look like? What do all these standards mean? And then
Yeah.
could April put it
That
together?
would be more helpful, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because a lot of it's hard. I mean, even like finding the bottom bracket and something like that, you're like, I don't know. So
Yeah. Honestly, I hate working on bikes too. It takes me so much longer. Kyle put new wheels on my bike this week and he's, oh, it'll only take 20 minutes. I think it took you only 10 even. And it would have taken me an hour, I think, probably. Something always goes wrong, I swear. Even just taking plastic off my dirt bike, which is just taking a bolt off and putting it on, I always find problems.
um, yeah, let's see. Oh, and then Jeff had a good question about merch. He said, any new designs or more dry fit materials? That's something we definitely want to do is offer more riding clothes in the future. And so a lot of that stuff will be kind of April's thing, since she's a designer. But that'll just take a little bit of time to get settled in and then start focusing on that. So for now, just still, sorry, for now, just still t-shirts. But yeah, we'll do more in the future.
Yeah, that seems to be a popular thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Nicole said it'd be cool to see you build a bike. But yeah, thank you guys for being here too. It's awesome. I'm really surprised and we haven't done one in a while, so it's really cool that you guys all came out and we're stoked to have you as part of the channel. Like we really truly appreciate everything. Love you guys and we're just excited to see what we can do. Keep doing valuable videos and I don't know, just keep it going.
Yeah, and hopefully more live streams too. We kind of slacked for a bit, but we were going through all the crazy stress of me quitting and sponsorship season.
Lots of
So
crying. It's funny.
I cry easy, so
Yeah. And then if anyone just wants to know Kona,
yeah.
he had his leg surgery about a month and a half ago because he had double knee surgery and he's pretty much killing it.
Yeah.
So he's doing really good. His legs are really strong and he's been running around like a little champ. So
He was
uh,
asleep and so
12-year-old dog just
he's
getting
like
old, blew his knee
13.
out. But yeah. Well, cool. Oh, Eric. Hey, Eric, thank you so much for super chat. We really appreciate that. And that was like last minute, but that was really cool. Thank you. um, sweet. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and get with BKXC for the riding gear. His looks good. Okay, good tip. If you guys ever have any tips or anything, throw them in the comments. Like we're still learning so much
Yeah.
and trying to figure it all out. And everything this year has basically been from listening to people in the comments and then trying to apply it. Yeah. Sweet. You ready?
Yeah. Supercross is on soon.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch some Supercross.
Need to
But
get food.
thank you so much for everything. We'll talk to you soon, and keep an eye out for a new skills video on next Friday, and we'll be at Ray's Mountain Bike Park in Cleveland from Thursday through Sunday of next week, or Friday through Sunday, if you guys are around in that area. And yeah, look forward to meeting some of you and saying hi to everyone in person. See you
Yeah.
guys.
Bye.